Hello and welcome to Perfect Glamour Fashion. Today's tutorial is a continuation of our last tutorial where we learned how to cut the pattern for this beautiful conical corset. In today's tutorial, we're going to be piecing the pattern together and sewing this top. I'm really sorry it took me so long to post this sewing part of this tutorial. I've been very busy, but I said let me post this for my lovely subscribers, and so let's get into it. So the first thing I did was to use the pattern paper to cut the fabric. Okay, before I cut the fabric, I had to use interfacing for the velvet. One I used one layer of hairstay, then I also layered it again with pepper stay. Okay, now for the cutting part, I left half-inch sewing allowance round the pieces, but I left 1 full inch sewing allowance for the side. I hope you can observe that. I hope that makes sense to you. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to be doing is to join the pieces of the front together. I also did the same thing for the back. For the back, I used half-inch sewing allowance for the part I'll be joining, but I used half-inch for the side back. Okay, now I'm going to be joining the front, and whatever I do for the main fabric, I'm also doing for the lining. For the lining, I interfaced it with just pepper stay. Okay, so I interface it with just paper stay. Now I'm going to be joining the pieces of the front together, and I'm going to do the same thing for the pieces of the lining. But before I join the pieces of the lining for the front, I added wording, soft gum stay, okay, to it. I just added it around it, but I stopped at the underbust. So however you want to add it, just add but stop at your underbust. Okay, so I added it just to the first three pieces of the front, that is the center front and the side half of the side back that is going to be joined to the center front. Now for the conical part, now pay attention to this part. I'm going to join the two sides. You know, it's one center front and two sides. Okay, so I joined this with sellotape, the two sides with sellotape. Remember I told you I made a mistake when I was cutting earlier in my last video, but this brown paper is where I corrected my mistake. I added back my dots. Okay, all right, so just what you do is just come into that first side by half-inch and then connect it to the waist with a curved ruler. It's that simple. Come into that first side with half-inch and then connect it to the waist, okay, with a curved ruler. Now you have to iron it with something that will make it strong. Actually, you can use collar gum for this, or you can also use gum stay like I used. Okay, but I had to cut like 4 layers of the gum stay for each side. So for each side I cut 4 layers of gum stay, and then I attached it to the side. I ironed it to the side. Now the next thing we're going to do is bust caging. Okay, so I've done this bust caging in my previous video, so if you want to see it in more detail, I'm going to be linking my overbust corset tutorial in the description box. It's very simple, just watch very closely. The most important lines is what I'm drawing out. You have to draw the bust point line. Just draw across the bust point, draw under the bust, and then draw the center of the bust, that's the center front, and then you're going to or if you want, this is optional, you draw the neckline. Also you add boning to the neckline just to help it stand, you understand, and that is it. And I'm going to be using Regeline boning for this. At this point, my camera stopped recording when I was trying to create the boning lines for the conical part of this corset, but I will explain to you what I did. After my bust caging, so I marked the center line, and I'm going to be using these joining lines as other boning channels. Okay, now the next thing I did was to divide the side line, the side with a slanted line, and then on the conical part, that part that I ironed gum stay on, I ruled the line towards the side, and they are 2 inches apart. Now if you don't understand what I just said, just pause the video and observe what I did. Just look at what I did, you'll be able to replicate it yourself. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I'm really sorry, my camera cut at this point. All right, so let's continue. The next thing I did was to trim this out, because you don't want it to be excess when you are doing your boning placement, because you can end up placing your boning and then when you have to cut, it will be too short for you to join down there. Okay, so I did my cutting, and then I'm going to be using my Regeline boning for this part. Now this is how beautiful this is already looking. It's already standing. I've added my bonings. And so if you didn't understand what I explained, I know looking at this now will give you a better view of what I did. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is to flesh this out with fiber. Now, if you don't have a fiber, if you don't have fiber, okay, you can use hairstay, you can use wadding to flesh out. The only thing is let something be covering the boning. Do you understand? But fiber is usually, easier to use and it looks better. But if you don't have fiber, let it not stop you from what you want to make. Okay, so you if you don't know how to attach fiber, then you really need to watch my first video on overbust corset. I'm going to be linking it in the description box. Please go ahead and watch it. Okay, it's going to really help you out a lot. So I have attached my fiber, and then I'm joining the back pieces. Now join the back pieces. I also do the same thing for the back pieces. Now another point where you need to pause and observe how I did my back. Okay, it's literally what I did for the front, but this time around it's at the back, and then I used to sew 3 lines towards the parts you will be adding your eyelets. Okay, so I sew 3 straight lines of bonings there to make your eyelets firmer. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to iron open. I'm done joining the back, and now I'm notching and I'm ironing it open. So you notch, then you iron it open. Okay, you iron both to the front and then iron to the back. This is very important. And observe that I had to add tailor's ham under the curved parts before I started ironing. So use your tailor's ham. And remember, I promised my subscribers I'm going to teach them how to make tailor's ham and all of that. So I've not forgotten that. If you are new to this channel, please do well to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified once we post our next video. Now for the main fabric, I'm going to be sewing a boning channel for the center, but for the rest of the boning channels, I'm going to be using the allowance that I used to join the fronts, to just go 1/2 inch away from the seam and then sew my boning channels for the front. Okay, now the next thing I did was to join the main fabric and the lining. Well, I know this tutorial is really fast. I really lost a lot of clips when I was sewing this particular clothes. Okay, but then I'll explain as much as I can. So join your front to the back and then do well to notch it properly, but don't rip your seam while you are trying to notch. Okay, so be careful when you are doing this. All right, then you're going to turn this over. When you turn this over, then you can go ahead and iron properly. Okay, so this is me. I've turned this over, and this is somewhere around 3 a.m. in the night. Okay, that's why it's looking this way. So I've turned this over. The next thing I'm going to do is to iron it properly. That boning channel that I created, I'm going to be adding my plastic boning to it. Okay, so do well to create your boning channel and add your plastic boning to it. The next thing I did was to trim the down parts, and then I'm going to be piping it. Actually, we're almost done with this top. That's show you how easily you can piece it together. Okay, it just takes a lot of time, but you can do it. You got this. Okay. All right, so I'm going to pipe the down part. Remember, if you want to pipe, you cut a long strip on bias fold, and then you sew to the back first, and then you turn it over to the front and you top stitch. That's just how to do your piping. And with this, we are practically done. The next thing I have to do is just to go ahead and add your eyelets to the back, and then we are done. This is what it came out looking like. I went ahead to bead the down part, and my Edo bride was looking so gorgeous on this dress. Like, she was just looking so pretty on this top, okay, with the skirt. So if you enjoyed this video, do well to give it a thumbs up, and if you are new to this channel, do well to subscribe. If you have any question, please don't forget to ask me in the comment section. All right, so I'll see you next time. Bye.